Staying by the stuff. Quite a story. David goes to be with the Philistines. He's there over a year when war breaks out, and then he's put in a place where he is asked to go to war against his own people. Now, at this point, he's loyal to this king. And yet, he's not going to truly fight against his own people. I think this is one of those times when David was just trusting the Lord to he had two kings. He was loyal to both of them at this time. And God worked it out where he didn't have to go. As he came back back to Ziklag, and the raiders had come in. Well, now, these raiders, you may think kind of badly of them, but you have to remember that during this time that David's there, he is a raider. He and his men go into the very people, the Amalekites, and raided their villages and did the same thing. Actually, David was more brutal. These raiders here didn't kill anyone. They just took them captive, took them slaves. And for good reason, they were a commodity that could be sold. David didn't do that. He killed everybody when he went in the village, mainly to hide what he was doing. So these raiders, David himself was a raider. But it's interesting that I think I actually tell this story out of order. And that's because of the Eastern way of telling things. They're not so concerned about chronological order as they are starting a subject and then finishing that subject. And so you actually have this story actually overlapping the next story. And I've chose to move them around because once Saul, his death is predicted, I have him going into battle. So during the time when there's a war going on, David, his men are mighty and could really be a help to Saul. But I think possibly God allowed these raiders to come to distract David, and he's heading south after the raiders when the Philistines are going north, way into the north of Israel. And the battle actually happens in the north of Israel, and David's going down to the Negev desert, by the way. When this film is being shown, when it's first released, I will be in that desert. I'm looking forward to that, being there. The very locations that some of these things happen. Well, I trust these insights are helpful to you and that you'll just make it a habit to come back and let me visit with you each week after you listen to the story.